Hey guys, so before I start this video, I'd just like to take a brief moment to tell you about an app called Symbol. They didn't pay me to do this promotion or anything like that. I just think it's a really great app and I think you guys should check it out, and because I want you guys to follow me on it. Symbol is basically like a music Instagram where you can share the kind of music you're listening to and people can like it, they can comment it on everything. You can share what you're listening to on Spotify or on SoundCloud. Honestly, it's just a really interesting and unique way to share music, and it's something that I've been using a lot lately. So kind of as an encouragement, I guess, if you join Symbol and you follow me, my username is Landon Fleury, I'll spell it out right there. If you follow me and comment saying you're a subscriber of mine on any one of my posts, then I'll follow back so I can find out what you guys are listening to and what you're doing. Right now, Symbol is a very small community, heavily led by a couple big music critics that I follow. And I'd really like to see that community grow into something really big in the next few months. This app just recently became available on Android, which was my incentive to get it because it was only available on the Apple App Store previously. But now that it's on the Android store, there's basically no excuse for not getting this thing. This is an awesome app, and I'm really excited to be using it. Also, every time I post a review, I'll be posting a review pick of the day, which will basically be my favorite track on the album or EP I reviewed that day, along with a short little description and a word by me, just as a little post. And that's going to be kind of a little extra that you guys can get for following me on Symbol. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this video. Hey Dutch Bags, what's going on? It's Landon Remixes here, and welcome to a little bit of a different video today. We're going to be talking about the best albums and EPs of 2016 so far. Now keep in mind, this is going to keep some surprises left for my top 10 albums of the year and my top 10 EPs of the year toward the end of the year, because today's video is simply going to go by rating and what I gave them, which is going to be everything I've given an 8.0 or above this year. Whereas my top 10 albums and EPs are kind of going to go toward more of which albums and EPs held up the best at the end of the year. I'm also going to briefly talk about the albums and EPs that I'm looking forward to for the rest of the year. I'm probably going to miss a bunch, but you'll get at least some of them. And since today is a little bit of a special video, I decided to come film on my school's campus. But without further ado, let's talk about our year in review. For EPs, we kick off with What So Not's Gemini EP, which was the last EP that Flume worked on with Emo instead as What So Not. Then we've got Puppet's pretty spectacular debut EP, Soft Spoken, San Holo's 2-track EP that I actually liked quite a bit, New Sky, Seven Lions' gorgeous new EP, Creation, Frugal's surprising EP, Surreal Feels, and the newest one on our list, Mr. Fiji Ouija's Dogma. Given how many EPs I've reviewed this year, and I've talked previously about how easy it is to get a high score, I'm actually surprised there were only 6 that I've rated this year that were an 8.0 or above, considering for those ratings you've got an 8, 8.5, 9, 9.5, and 10. That's 5 different categories you could fit in, and only 6 total fit in. None of them were solid 10s on my rating, and 3 of them were solid 8s, so it was a little weird to say the least. Now for the albums list, make sure to keep in mind that I am, at least for this and for the top 10 albums of the year, going to include December of 2015's releases, which I kind of regret because I would have liked to stick some of the albums from this list onto the best of 2015 list, but I can't do that anymore, so they're going to have to carry over to 2016. But let's dig into this. So first of all, we have the December 2015 release Blue Neighborhood by Troye Sivan. Excellent debut album. Lone Moon's killer chill album, Where Is Luna, which I thought absolutely killed every other album that he's done so far. Steve Angelo's excellent debut, Wild Youth, which was split into 2 parts, one of them released last year and one of them this year, but they combined to make a pretty awesome album as a whole this year. Haywire's second Monster Cat album, Twofold Part 2, very stark difference from Twofold Part 1, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Elenium's Ashes, which has even grown on me more ever since the release of that album. 100% going to make my top 10 albums of the year, I have no doubt about that. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's second album together, This Unruly Mess I've Made. Karma Field's New Age, Dark Age debut album. Let's hope another album follows this one. Kendrick Lamar's album of outtakes. Untitled, Unmastered. Indie electronic producer Stevens' debut album Sincerely, C418's late 2015 release 148, and Mike Posner's At Night Alone. And finally, I'm going to throw in this just because I really think it should be included in the first half of the year, and I know I'm going to give it a good rating. In fact, I'm going to review it very soon, so look forward to it. Flume's Skin. Now, all of these albums and EPs are definitely awesome. Some may or may not make my top 10 list toward the end of the year, but we'll definitely see. I'm really looking forward to some EPs coming out, especially a new one coming out from Eden, which is presumed to be called I Think You Think Too Much of Me. That will be available for pre-order starting very soon. And if it's anything kind of toward the direction he was going with end credits, maybe a little bit of evolution on top of that, Eden will easily take the cake for my #1 EP of the year, but let's wait for now and see where that comes. I'll definitely be reviewing it, so look forward to that. I definitely look forward to the EP overall. Lido is on track to have a really good album as well, especially after his single Crazy dropped earlier this year, and I'm excited to see what he can do with his upcoming album. Above and Beyond's Acoustic 2 actually drops the day this video is supposed to drop, and I'm really looking forward to hearing that one, especially since Acoustic 1 was just absolutely beautiful. It's going to be a little weird because most of it's going to be kind of B-sides and not the hits that they've done on Acoustic 1, but it should be good nonetheless. Echoes, a new rising indie-tronic duo, apparently has an EP coming out toward the end of this year, and we'll see about that. I'm expecting it to be awesome because some of their singles have been really great, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. Been a big Cash fan for a while, so when they finally announced a debut album, I'm really excited to hear what they can do with their album Blood, Sweat, and 3 Years. I've been a big fan of John Bellion for the last few months, and I'm really looking forward to hearing his upcoming album, The Human Condition. DJ Shadow, who is a electronic and hip-hop DJ, has an upcoming album out. The lead singles so far have been really, really good. The album's called The Mountain Will Fall, and I'm really looking forward to hearing that one in full. One of the ones I'm absolutely the most hyped about, Blink-182's California. If punk rock died, this one should bring it back. I'm really looking forward to hearing what they can do with this because I've been a Blink-182 fan for a number of years. And after the departure of Tom DeLonge, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do without him, especially with the addition of Matt Skiba. And then finally, Skillet's got a new one coming out, and I really like their last album, Rise. That was quite a number of years ago, maybe 3 years ago now that it's been since that album dropped. But if it's anything as surprising as that album was for me, then this one should be really good. I've tried to kind of stay away from the singles just so I'm more surprised when the album finally does drop, but we'll see what happens there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of different video in a weird location with a kind of weird list. I think it's been a great year so far. The channel has seen a lot of growth, and I can't wait to hear the albums that are coming out over the rest of the year. So anyway, I'm Landon Remixes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Peace.